sums it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we end the review there? Should we just end it there?
Yeah. Really, like, just 3 hours of that was painful enough. The fact that you've got to discuss it in depth, it's got to be done. I don't know where you start to unpack it. I mean, suppose the best place to start is the first goal. It was an ongoing debate, discussion. First and foremost, United are out of the Europa League, by the way, for anyone who's living under a rock. We just lost 3-0 to Sevilla, got absolutely battered and was worse in every single department you could possibly imagine in-game. But yeah, the first goal, whoever wants to go in that at first, no particular order. Whose fault was that? How did you see it?
Adam, do you want to go?
Well, look, obviously it comes back to De Gea, and De Gea is looking right in front of him. He sees the whole pitch in front of him. And Harry Maguire decides to call for the ball, even though they are pressing with 3 players in the front line. And potentially you can bypass that and actually pass it into the midfield and then, go on an attack. But De Gea passes it to Maguire, and I know Maguire was also calling for it. And then he obviously tries to do like this scoop pass out to Wan-Bissaka, and it just doesn't work out. And I think it was El Nesri that ended up finishing it into the net. But just again, lack of communication. I don't know why he's doing this as well. That absolutely frustrated the hell out of me.
I felt like going like
clearly
that.
see him put his hand back. Yeah,
use your fucking eyes, mate.
Fucking eyes. Yeah.
Fuck me.
And you're just hoping you're away in Europe, okay? It's a tough place to go, given our recent history as well. And we end up doing that in the opening 10 minutes. You want to set the scene right, you do. And that's the worst possible freaking start that you can actually have. And that's what frustrates me the most. Individual errors all night, from midfield to attack to defence especially, as we all know. And then the guy in net as well. I'll let the other lads kind of touch on it as well.
Even in the first 10 minutes, Chivet, the amount of space the Sevilla players had. Honestly, you could draw a circle around him with like a 10-yard, 15-yard radius every time one of the midfielders got on the ball. Rakitic could have had his factor 50 on his fucking feet up. Like, honestly, there was no pressure at all. We was awful on the ball. It was sloppy as fuck. Eriksen and Sancho letting runners go beyond him. Like, even before we conceded that goal, the tempo was set just from our performance in itself, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, De Gea and Maguire definitely worst players today, but I think everyone, Casemiro was off it today.
Bad.
He was horrible. Everyone. I think the only person that can walk with his head up high is Anthony. That was the only player today, and that showed a bit of heart. But everybody else was just dog shit. Like,
yeah.
At some point, I was screaming like, "What the hell?" Because they were literally, I wouldn't say walking through. They were waltzing through our midfield.
Easy. Honestly, I couldn't believe the space that they had.
It's like we had no midfield. It's like they just went, fuck it.
Allergic.
Yeah. It was like Sevilla they didn't even come out of second gear. They literally just strolled to this win. Because first of all, we handed them the initiative. And then they just carried on and literally were just walking past us. So everyone has to hold it today, including the manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody needs to hold it. I've always liked, well, I won't say I've always liked, I've always had, and I've told you guys this before, like I've always questioned Sabitzer's role, because we lose control whenever he's playing. Like, we don't have that full control.
Yeah.
The way Bruno drops back and adds to controlling the game, exchanging with Eriksen, and you could just see it was almost as if Casemiro and Eriksen were just outnumbered constantly. And then even when we were attacking, there was a time Sancho had the ball on the left wing and he's trying to cut in. And it's just white shirts I'm seeing everywhere. There's not a red shirt close to him. So everyone has to hold it today.
What was your take on the goal? The first goal?
Oh, man. There's no point. I mean, it was horrible. Like, I didn't even know Maguire called for it until I heard Robbie Savage say it. But like, even then, I mean, Wan-Bissaka is in acres of space. Just give it to him. I don't know why we keep attracting this thing. And I don't know if it's a case of Maguire trying to be Lisandro. Because, you know, Lisandro always does stuff like that. He draws players onto him. And then he can spin out and then just feed the ball off. So I'm not in the right frame of mind to go over that first goal. Let's just say.
It don't have to be fucking detailed analysis. Just express your mood, innit? Shit.
Yeah,
That's all we need to say. Yeah.
It was absolute dog shit, man.
Sam, did we watch the Brentford game together? And we remember De Gea to Eriksen. It was literally pretty much very similar to that, wasn't it? Now, I know it's a case of people putting a case out there for both. Maybe it's a bit on De Gea, maybe it's a bit on Maguire, but that at the highest level of football, it's just unacceptable, isn't it?
Amateur. Really, really amateur. Like, first place, De Gea, I don't care if Maguire is calling for the ball. Scan what's in front of you. Have a look what's in front of you. He's got 3 white shirts around him. Make a decision. Just like, even if he's shouting for it, just make a decision. Look over. Oh, Wan-Bissaka's in space. Just knock it there. Or, in doubt, if you think you haven't got a pass on, just fucking hit it. Just hit it up. Just get rid of the ball. Like, you don't have to play out from the back when you're clearly not good at it. And then, Maguire, I don't know why he's asking for the ball. This goes back to Maguire. He doesn't scan as a defender, as a centre-back. He never scans. He never checks what's behind him. He never checks what's around him. So when he gets the ball, he then has to think, okay, what am I doing next? Not, when I get the ball, this is what I'm going to do, which is what Lissandro does, which is what Varane does. And he inevitably loses out. And the massive problem I had with that, like the whole thing that summed up that performance is, we were 2-0 down, and we were playing around with the ball like we were 2-0 up, knocking it around the back, sideways, backwards. Yeah, like we were 2-0 up. No, it's like, lads, we're losing here. We're not 2-0 up. Don't look at the scoreboard and check. Like, we're losing. And you're passing it around like we're trying to waste time and see a game out. It was fucking disgrace, man. Like, utter disgrace. I can't believe what I was watching. Like, at no point did anybody grab hold of the ball and go, right, we're going to try and do something. They were just all knocking it about. Like, it was so fucking abysmal to watch. Like, honest to God, it was so bad.
I think, like Chivy said, Anthony was the only one who looked like he had a bit of bite about him, a bit of confidence, a bit like he wanted to at least fucking try something. Now, we're going to touch on the other 2 goals, especially the third one, 100%. We'll touch on other things as well. But 2 players for me who proper pissed me off in that game. Obviously, Maguire and De Gea are the obvious ones, but Christian Eriksen looked like Scott McTominay today, even worse.
So
like
bad.
His work rate off the ball. Sometimes, remember we were discussing it after the City game, and he was like, he hasn't got the physicality, and maybe Sabitzer can bring that, but Sabitzer hasn't got it either. The transition of pace, when a team gets it, dead. You can't, there's no way near him. And then Sancho as well. Some of his work rate off the ball was criminal. The left-hand side, when they get to the byline, you're just like, mate, just chase him.
Do you know the amount of times? What are you doing? Do you know how many times it was a 50-50 and the ball was in the middle and Sancho's thing, and he'd pull out every time?
So bad.
He'd put his foot in and go, oh yeah, I'm not making it, and just pull out and just let the Sevilla player have it. Like, you can't be doing that. Can't be doing
pure laziness at the top. Like, every time I can't describe how fuming he'll be with that. Just the work, just in the basics of playing football at Manchester United. It's not as if some of the players you can argue played a lot of football. You know, Rashford, you other players, Bruno Fernandes, who obviously wasn't available tonight. But Sancho's missed half a season because he went away to work on his fitness. He's missed 16 to 18 games for fitness reasons.
The last 5.
And he's come back. And he's arguably still the same player. And you're like, well, where's this transfer, mate? I don't want to throw on individual players because Chivy's absolutely right. Everybody was shit today. There wasn't, everybody didn't play the part. But I just thought Sancho and Eriksen in particular at times, especially the transition when they got it, was just lazy as fuck. We tried switching it up. I did. Wan-Bissaka off, Sancho off, Shaw and Rashford come on. But not much changed there either, did it, when the subs came on?
No, all the subs came on, and every single one of them, like, did they have an impact? Yeah, I didn't even really notice Rashford at all. The only time I noticed Luke Shaw was when he was actually, limping. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he took Wan-Bissaka off as a bit of a questionable sub, because out of the players that were kind of playing, I don't think he was one of the worst. No. I think the obvious choice that people were kind of saying is put Luke Shaw at centre back, take Maguire off, and maybe then we could have played a bit more from the back. But Rashford came on, was isolated the whole game, had nothing. I don't know if that's the thing when Weghorst kind of especially came on then, kind of killing all our attacks. Luke Shaw came on, he didn't seem to have that width as well. Because I think Ericsson got pushed to the left at some stage. He tried to deploy Ericsson in the kind of Bruno role, but it just completely failed.
It was just a free for all, basically. It was like, right,
Yeah.
just play somewhere because you've been missing all game, you've been ghosting all game. Just try get on the ball and do something. And every time we had a simple pass, even at the back, I remember just misplacing a 5-yard pass. I was like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
What's it going to take to kick into gear? Is there a couple of comments I just want to read out really quickly before we get anything. Musa Bass says in the chat saying 10 Hag players don't respect United fans. We have to change players. De Gea out. Tommy is saying Maguire has no idea what's around him at any point in the game ever. Yeah. That's absolutely spot on.
Scanning. Doesn't scan.
No scanning. Yeah. Kashev, I can't say the second name because I can't pronounce it. Sorry. Too many players taking the coach, the board, and the fans for a ride. The Ollie mentality is still there. It is. I've watched performances this year. It's not just once. That's the annoying thing about it. This isn't just a one-off where you're like, right, this can happen. It's been a busy season. We got absolutely slapped off Aston Villa, slapped off City away, slapped off numerous teams. I'm losing count of how many times. Liverpool 7-0. We've conceded a lot of goals away from it. I don't know if it's a hostile atmosphere. I have no idea what it is, but it is something encrypted in our DNA whenever we play away from home.
We're soft.
Soft.
Like, we're really soft. Like, we have no... Like, there's a couple of players, like Lissandro and Anthony, who have that fight, that bite and that mentality to sort of... They thrive in that sort of atmosphere. But beyond that, they're all soft. Like, the softest foot. This is very similar team to what played under Ollie. And I said at the beginning of the season, I don't trust these players. Because these are the same players that did this last season. There's still a lot of them still there. Maguire... Lindelof, Shaw, McTominay, etc. There's still a lot of them there. Obviously, you can forgive the others like Lissandro, Anthony, etc. because they're brand new this season. But the rest of them, they're from Ollie's season and they've done this before. The mentality is soft, man. And do you know when that our famous video that just keeps doing numbers on Ragnick that you did, Nick, saying we need 10 players? Like, it's still true. It's still fucking true. Like, half this team is just soft as hell.
Yeah, it feels like we've got Deadwood every year with this squad, doesn't it? Like, just the years and years of terrible recruitment, not identifying the right talent, the right mentality. The second goal... Yeah, that as well. There's many points and variables going into it. What about the second goal then, lads? Because I kind of missed it, so I didn't really. I went for a pace, came back, and it was 2-0 up, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And I literally just saw like the last clip of it. So it was
a corner from Rakitic in the box.
His shoulder, right?
Yeah, he goes up. I don't know who he goes up with. I think it's Casemiro goes up with him, gets nowhere near him, comes off his shoulder, and De Gea doesn't sort his feet out. So
should he have saved it?
Yeah, because his feet were all over the place, and so he doesn't get the jump. So it just dips over him because he doesn't jump at the right time and sort his feet out.
He should have taken one step back.
Yeah,
one step back would have made the difference.
Yeah, so he just doesn't sort it, and he gets in the back of the net, and it's like, what, 1 minute in we were there when they scored? 1 minute. Couldn't even do 1 minute in the second half. And we just fucking capitulated, and then after that, it's just game over, isn't it?
I last longer in the sack, which says everything, honestly.
The ball.
Look, if you don't laugh, you cry.
Yeah, it's true.
That's is that what the girls do when they with you, Adam? They cry.
If they don't laugh.
Oh God.
Yeah, what pissed me off about the second goal was like the ball felt like it was in the air for like 10 seconds because
we just watched it, didn't we? We just looked at it like fucking...
Yeah, it wasn't like a bullet header or anything. It was like a looping header, and it literally just went up. And I was like, "Is it out? Did it go out?" And then it literally just the hair just fails to. I don't know what.
I think it hit the underside of the crossbar.
Yeah, I was saying to Adam before the stream started, like if it was like a the VTech or if it was what's his name, Tom Heaton. Yeah, Butland. Not one of our most senior players, one of our most experienced players. I mean, a few people were up in arms because he didn't get nominated for Team of the Season for keeping lots of clean sheets. And then this performance just justifies everything for that. And it was after that, I just knew. At least somebody mentioned Ollie earlier on. At least under Ollie, we saw a lot of comebacks. I don't remember any rallying comeback this season.
Yeah. We go down. We go down,
Yeah,
that's it, innit?
yeah, we
It's
go
over.
down, we go down. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, the only time I really saw some fight away from home was against Arsenal when we tried to claw back, but since then,
But even the ones you can hang your hat on, like Casemiro, he was shit.
Yeah.
He was really, really bad today. So many misplaced passes. I've never seen Casemiro perform like that. I was shocked myself.
Missed passes. I don't think he got too many challenges in. He was misreading the ball, misreading the players' runs. He was just, and you know when you just lose that leadership in the middle, that's it. The whole ship is just gone. Like there was literally no leadership. At least with Bruno, I've criticized him a lot, but if he was there, shouting and getting emotional and all that, like being petulant or whatever, at least it you could see it brings out some emotion. It kind of gets players going. There was nothing.
Look, I think we would have lost that game anyway, to be honest, just the way the performances went. But that goal at the start from Maguire, from the captain, your captain gives away that goal, that's it then. It's just an uphill battle straight away from there. He attracts this cloud. I don't know what it is. It's just this negativity that just lingers and it just infects the rest of the players. The rest of the players are worried about him.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to deal with it until the end of the season.
That's what I mean.
For a fact, he's gone. Like after this,
there's no way you could stay.
No
and it might be a bit reactionary. I don't really like to agree with this, but I think the same for De Gea as well. Like that's a performance like that, which it's not only just one. I've seen it plenty of times where he's had a clanger. His distribution's been off all season. We discuss it every single week. Single week. Nick,
you know I've always defended him. I've always defended De Gea every time you went on your De Gea rants, but I think now, like, I can't stand it.
It's undefendable. 3 goals today.
I'm not defended.
Can we also like say the Anthony Martial experiment's over, right? It's done. He can't stay fit. He can't stay fit. Like he's literally played 2 games, started 2 games, and he's fucked. He's done.
It's not great. It's not great.
How can we rely on him anymore, man? Like,
is that based off one season, or are you talking about his? Because if you're gonna write off a player,
last season he was shocking. He was shite last season.
Yeah. Who else?
I know, but I'm saying, he was shit last season. This season,
but Marcus Rashford was shit last season as well. So like,
but Marcus Rashford has stepped up this season. Martial, he can't stay fit. Like he's injured.
We're talking about injury.
I can't watch another player where we go when he comes back, he's going to be good, and he just gets 2 games and he's fucking done.
Hold on, see.
How did he get injured? By the way,
I don't walking probably.
Chive, go on, because you.
So, Sam, you're making 2 arguments there. Are you talking about his injury or his performance? Because you have to pick one.
Both.
Right. Okay. So, performance-wise, everybody was crap today, right? So it's not just one player. And if you're going to write off a player because of his injuries over one season, that's not being reasonable. But I understand, I understand everyone's frustrated and all that, but then we've all seen players come back from terrible injuries. We've seen at Man United as well, come back from terrible injuries. Varane had shit injuries last season, but he came back. So I'm just saying, if it's the injury argument, allow him one more season, and then you can write him off. But like,
who are we going to play up front then? Weghorst? Are we playing Weghorst up front? Because that's going well, isn't it? It's going really well.
I said last time I was never going to talk about this guy again, but you've brought it up, and I know it sounds like it's almost indefensible, but what pisses me off about this whole Martial thing is that I hear Manchester United fans talk about his injuries as if it's his fault. Like he's the one doing it.
No, it's not his fault. No,
let me finish. There's literally no sympathy for this guy. Like he gets injured. Fuck him. Yeah, he fucking sell him. Like he gets injured. There's literally no. How can you? You know what? Actually, let's just sell him because I'm sick and tired of talking about this with United fans, and I hope he goes somewhere where he's appreciated. So
did you say
I'm not saying anything about Martial again because it's ridiculous. Like, why are you criticizing a player as if it's his fault? We've had somebody like Luke Shaw. I was comparing their injuries.
It's a leg break. It's a difference.
No. Over the seasons, I was comparing Luke Shaw's injuries with Martial. I wrote it down to compare this whole thing, and he's had terrible times when he's been out. You never hear for people calling for him. Gabriel Jesus lost four months of this 4 months of this season. Luis Diaz has literally hasn't kicked the ball for Liverpool. None of the Liverpool fans are calling for his head. Arsenal fans aren't calling for Jesus' head, but United is Martial.
Jesus has been there for one season. He's not been there for multiple seasons.
Yeah, Martial's been there seven years now, hasn't he?
And he's not stepped up. Also, if you're at a job, say you're at a job, and so you have an employee who's excellent when he's in the work, and he's one of the best employees you have, and he's excellent, but he's just off sick all the time. 3 months here, 2 months here, off sick just consistently. You can't rely on him. You have to let him go. You have to say, look, I know it's not your fault, but you're not well enough to come work here. He's not fit enough to play for Manchester United. He has to go.
Chibet, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So going into the season, if you're saying he deserves another season, he deserves another chance, so what do? Do you go sign a number 9 and then you just let him be the rotational striker?
Yeah. To sign another player, sign another striker, or 2. Sign another player to come, because we can't rely on just one striker.
Okay, well, heading into this summer, just whilst it's on the agenda, whilst we're talking about it right now, judging from not just today's performance, but from this season's performance, who's getting the axe and who's going? So do you feel like Maguire should go? Do you feel like De Gea should go?
Maguire definitely. Scott McTominay definitely. David De Gea. I can't defend his performances anymore. He should definitely go. The Loanies, Sabitzer and Begos can leave.
That's pretty damning, isn't it? To be honest, like the list is easily. Yeah, go on.
Especially about one of those players, David De Gea. David De Gea, okay, so leaves on a free transfer at the end of the season, okay? What team does he actually go to? Who is going to actually sign him? Name a team that he is going to get into, especially a big team.
Yeah, he can get some scores, but he can get some teams, but they would have to be the pay cuts, because no one's going to pay him the same.
Yeah.
Not a chance. 375 grand. I've just watched the third goal back, and I'm like, that's.
He'll probably.
What big team is going to sign him? What big team? He's going to probably. It'll be Aston Villa level.
He's probably going back to like Bilbao or something.
Exactly.
Why
are we settling for that?
The list of players that need to go as well, by the way.
Elanga.
Yeah.
Elanga, like all of them. Elanga, all the fringe players. Like, if you're not,
There's a lot of comments, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just going to get into them now. I was letting the thing kind of roll off. Sorry, guys, we're getting into it now. There's a lot of things to talk about. The second goal is on Nick going to piss. Nick's piss is unlucky for us next time. Dan says, next time, please hold it. Sorry, mate, I'll try. Kashev saying, well, you didn't miss rest assured because it's simply deja vu from the defence perspective. Absolutely spot on. Tony Kinaga saying next is getting eliminated out of FA Cup before losing top 4 spot. Maguire the goal. Oh, we've clearly got a not United fan in the chat. Kashev saying Martial defo out. Problem with Martial is that he thinks he's playing in the backyard with all the time in the world. Luis Enrique is spot on with David De Gea as well. That's from Kashev. Very interesting comments in the chat. I'm sure there's going to be much more debate breaking out of this with a lot of players, because it's happened too many times now. Yes, we won a trophy. Yes, we'll probably get top 4, but all things considered, if you look at all our away performances in isolation, it's horrendous. It is really bad. I'd advise anyone to go back and look at him in like just the games in itself. As a collective this season, a lot of people would have taken top 4. A lot of people would have taken a trophy, 100%. But the games that we played during the season, the 7-0 to Liverpool, City, Aston Villa, Sevilla away, there's loads of them. It's countless. It's unbelievable.
The only away performance that we did well was like Barcelona, I think.
Yeah,
Forest away.
Was it draw?
No, but we're talking like big teams, like that you play in away, like Barcelona, Arsenal, like you touched on before. But
I think we're unlucky at Arsenal. Yeah,
we was, but it is worrying. It's worrying. That third goal as well, just like it's on replay, consistent. I'm just looking at it and like. Can you even speak about it? I don't know what to say about it. I'm just lost. Like
sums up the game.
I tuned out. I honestly tuned out. I was like watching it. I was like, I don't even care anymore. Don't fucking care.
Like
I walked up the stairs and I started setting up this. I did at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, I may as well get ahead.
we've seen him drop clangers before, like the likes of Watford, and there's been other one, Everton, I think this season as well in the cup, where his near post kind of goes through his legs.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst mistakes I've seen from David De Gea in his whole entire career here at United. It's that bad. And I don't think there's anything else. Casemiro suspended, but it's irrelevant because he's not in the semi-final.
Do we know what De Gea was trying to do? Because I can't work out what
I think he was trying to take a touch.
Yeah, he was trying to trap it.
What he was trying to do?
Yeah.
He was trying to trap the ball. But it's like coming from like 30 feet up in the fucking air.
It's not.
Just
you're
get
not Berbatov, mate. What the fuck are you trying? Like, why are you trying to do shit like that? That's ridiculous.
I think he got caught in 2 minds. I think initially he thought he was going to trap it, and then he was like, "Oh shit, what am I going to do?"
Yeah, but he's not. You should know your own capabilities though within that respect.
Bro, just blasted.
Yeah, just smash it.
You are not capable of. You're not Juan Mata. Do you know when Juan Mata does it at Old Trafford? Like right up in the air, drop down.
Berbatov used to do it all the time.
Yeah,
like, he'd get a ball over the top and just pull it down.
As they say, you're not that guy.
He was best friends.
You're not that guy.
With Juan Mata.
Yeah,
you should have learned a thing or two from him.
It's and then everything towards the end, like I said, Martial injury, Casemiro getting a yellow, and then Luke Shaw limping as well. We've got Brighton on the weekend, by the way. Brighton in the FA Cup semi-final. Away. Oh no, it's Wembley. It's Wembley, isn't it?
Wembley.
Is it Wembley?
Yeah, Wembley.
Neutral, yeah.
But even still, not Old Trafford.
Yeah.
So you can pretty much.
We're not winning that game.
No.
Nah, I'd be very, very surprised. And that's not even reaction after this game. If you put a performance anything like that, Brighton will smash up.
I said it before this game. I said if we're gonna win one of these two, it'd be this one. And we were going to lose against Brighton, and we've just got smashed by Sevilla, so we're definitely getting smashed by Brighton.
Yeah.
We might as well just do
some big calls.
Because what's the point?
There's some big calls for the manager, and I think we may see De Gea potentially dropped.
Who can you bring in? Like Butland?
I'd bring anyone. Butland, I'd bring anybody in. At least he'd have something to prove.
I would fucking put John O'Shea in there, man.
Yeah, bring John O'Shea back. Bring John O'Shea back.
I agree with you. Heads do need to roll, and people do need to be brought in. But I was looking at that bench today. I didn't even recognise one of the guys on the bench. I was like, "Who's that?"
Vitek.
I didn't even know who it was.
Vitek.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, goalkeeper.
That next to Elanga, I said, "Oh yeah, let's look who we got on the bench." And it panned the shot panned to the bench. I went, "Elanga, who the fuck is that?" Literally, I had no idea who it was. I swear to God, I was like, "Is that his mate?" Like,
who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, who the fuck is that guy? So yeah, in terms of depth, you're gonna bring in. It's not even worth risking. It's not even worth just for the disciplinary reasons to say, Sancho, you're dropped. Elanga come in, because you won't get a reaction. You literally won't get a reaction.
There's no point.
So there's no point. You might as well just play. Let's just play until the end of the season now, and we'll fucking discuss it in the summer. Let's just do the ratings because we're stressed out. Blood pressure's very high. Let's just get through this. Well, we'll just do it. It's not going to be an analytical one. We'll just boom, done.
I need another whiskey, man. This is fucking.
I'm cracking open my supply from Christmas, and I haven't even touched it yet. So this is getting cracked open tonight.
I'm not even touched. My blood pressure's that bad. I'm not even touched alcohol. Literally not going near it. Make sure you join in the discussion, lads, as we go through the ratings. Please smash a like on the video if you think that was a dog shit performance. And yeah, get in the comment section. David De Gea, it's got to be the worst rating possible, right? F minus. Is F minus a thing? I don't even know.
I think F is just a fail, isn't it? So it's just.
Yeah.
I'd give him a G if I could.
Wan-Bissaka.
A G. Wait. After F, it was that.
Isn't it U where it's
unclassified?
Unclassified.
Yeah.
I think I'll go with that, to be honest. Excuse me. You can't even call it a performance because it's Wan-Bissaka.
Get Mark's writing his name on the paper.
Yeah.
Didn't even do that. I don't think he did that.
Do not try. Wan-Bissaka, lads. What? 2, did you say?
No. I was going to say so, but yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like 2. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, not numbers, but I take your point. I don't know. What do we give Wan-Bissaka? Just a D?
I give him a C minus because I don't think he was actually one of the worst.
Right.
I don't think he was one of the worst, and he got pulled off just because he wasn't the captain.
Yeah, you pretty much bang on that. C minus, Wan-Bissaka, lads. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Harry Maguire, going alongside David De
Gea. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, they're both in the same class.
F. He was shocking. Shocking beyond belief. I cannot believe how bad he was. Like,
Yeah.
even for Maguire standards, he was bad.
Kesham's just put the number 4. Number 4.
Yeah, just for anybody that's new, we rate from A to F.
Yeah.
We do.
So if you just join in alongside us. Victor Lindelof, not as bad as Maguire and De Gea, but probably in the same bracket as Wan-Bissaka, would you say?
Probably, yeah, C, D,
Yeah.
C minus.
I go
C
D.
minus.
I go
minus
D
D.
plus because I don't think he was good.
Yeah.
The
But he
whole
wasn't.
back
D
line.
plus.
Yeah, D plus. Yeah, the whole fucking back line was just suspicious. Dalot,
Can we,
which is
let's
so
just-
weird.
mate?
Go on.
Let's just rate Anthony and then just give everyone else a D.
That's what I say. It's so weird because everyone had such a good performance against Forest. You had fucking Dalot, who looked really good. You had Ericsson, who's fantastic, and
Mate,
it was the opposite.
they all had a good performance against Sevilla in the first half until 10 minutes to go. Like
I'm just gonna go.
This was us last week, minus
Yeah,
10 minutes.
Quite literally, yeah, it was. I'm gonna list them off and just go, yeah, right. So Dalot, D minus,
D.
yeah. Casemiro,
E.
fucking hell.
He was E. He was fucking
E.
horrific.
Yeah.
Sabitzer,
E.
E.
Terrible.
E. Ericsson, fucking hell.
F.
F.
He was
E minus.
fucked.
He's not even getting an E, mate. Not a chance. Terrible. Anthony C.
C. Yeah. He was the best player we had, and that's not saying much.
Yeah. Marshall injured. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I.
Marshall,
Just I for injury.
I for injury.
Can we just put like a medical cross next to us?
Yeah,
Can we just do that? Just like an ambulance.
Yeah.
Put an ambulance on there.
The disrespect. And then Jadon Sancho.
F.
Yeah.
F. Shite. That's a shite.
Yeah, F as well. Fantastic. That was the quickest ratings we've ever done on this channel. Nothing else to say, lads. We've got Brighton on the weekend. I would say you're going to see all the quotes coming out today from Shaw and De Gea, was just like shaking his head and giving it all like, yeah, not good enough, just simply not good enough. Yeah, it's true.
Like the manager, rating him A to F.
Yeah,
decision making, everything like that.
I don't know. Everyone's just in the same.
I don't know what he could do because that team against Forest looked excellent. Looked really good.
Yeah.
Minus Bruno, obviously. It looks
but
great.
it's a different team. You're playing a different team.
Yeah, I know that, but like, it looked so there was no reason to suspect that performance was going to be that.
There's no one else you could have brought in though. It's
That's
all
what
good
I'm
saying
saying.
like it's a different team, but who else? Who would you put in that game?
Do you know who we missed today? Fucking Fellaini.
Yeah, lump it, lump it. Get a fucking head to it.
At the end of the day, because that's all we did. At the end of the day, you would just float it in for Fellaini, and he get an elbow, and then have the ball in.
Yeah.
Like Vegos can't even fucking jump.
I heard target man from Robbie Savage. Well, Vegos is on now. I think you got
Bring
a
him on
focal
for the
point.
corner. It's like, what's he gonna do?
No. This guy doesn't win a header, mate. He's never won a header in his life. He's
Can't
6'6". I've never seen a thing like it. He can't touch the ball. He's got awful
time
close control. He can't shoot. He had an opportunity on the edge of the
pass.
box.
He's
It just
passing.
like scuffed it into. He can't pass. He can't win a header. He's just Mo Farah. He just runs. That's all he does. That's it. That's the only quality he's got. He just runs a lot. That's it.
Not even fast.
Yeah, we did really miss Bruno Fernandes. I agree with you there, Dan. Yeah, Ten Hag and agreed. Everyone was just shit today. Let's just leave it at that.
Give him a D.
Yeah. Nothing else to say. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. I appreciate it because it was a shit game. The last thing you want to do. You just want to kind of switch off from it, don't you, I suppose? But we've given the ratings. The ratings will be out on the Instagram. And there's plenty more to discuss on this in the next coming days. And the Brighton game as well, which I'll have a preview for. And a live show. So, yeah, as always, subscribe, smash the like on the channel. Drop us a follow on socials. And try sleep tonight if possible. If you need a tablet, get yourself one because it's going to be a tough night tonight. Yeah, thanks for coming on, lads. Appreciate your thoughts.
I'm going to struggle to find some stats to put up with the grades because, fuck me, what stats am I going to put up?
You just have to go
Zero passes completed. 0 third final balls completed. No shots on target. No assists.
Absolutely horrendous for Manchester United. Just every time you get a little bit of hope and you expecting consistency in performances, they let you down. And I remember, just to end it, I remember Roy Keane saying this and saying they'll throw the next manager under bus, they'll do this. And the same players from the Ole era, from the Mourinho era, from Van Gaal era, some of them are still putting in similar performances, and it is worrying. But more to discuss.
And there's one more worry too. The ownership as well. I know that's a whole different debate, but the uncertainty of it. We don't know what we're going into the summer. How are we going to recruit? Are we going to have like a big war chest? Or are we going to have a small one? It's all up in the air as we don't know yet.
If the Glazers are still here, let's just burn it to the ground. Let's just burn the whole lot to the fucking ground and just be done with it. Like, fucking.
Well, much like the game today, the summer's going to be clouded. The performance today was very cloudy. We don't know what's in store for United. But yeah, let's leave it at that. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.